Alrighty, everyone. Hello. And you know what? It's grilling season, and with grilling season, I feel like now is as good a time as ever to tell you guys a little bit about the benefits of grilling. Let's get into it. So, obviously, with the summer getting as hot as it is, not many people want to be cooking in the kitchen right now. The kitchen is where we all go to suffer in the summer because you turn on a burner and that's it. Suddenly, it feels like no amount of air conditioning is going to get this dang house back to the comfortable temperature it was beforehand. Trust me, I know from experience. Especially because I have a gas stove, it actually uses fire, and so that fire heats up the house very, very quickly. And worse, my air conditioner is directly in front of the table, so every time I turn it on, it just blows all my scraps all over the place. It's a mess. I cannot stand it. However, here's the thing. With grilling, you still get all the power of fire depending on what you're doing. There are some grills that use electricity and like those kind of electric burners, and that's fine if that's the kind of grill you have. It still works. However, if you can get a gas grill or a charcoal grill, these are the kind of grills that are going to really maximize the true power of fire. And with grilling, that's the big thing. You are imbuing a lot of fire energy into your food. Think about things where fire comes out, right? Our warming spices like ginger and cinnamon and clove, and also those really kind of sharp vegetables, right? Like garlic, like onion. Fire is abundant in these. Moreover, when we think about, say, for instance, tarot, the suit of wands is associated with fire. So are the astrological signs of Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. If you ever needed to really boost any kind of fiery potential, then doing some grilling, which you're likely doing in the summer, over an open flame is very, very good for absorbing that energy of passion, creativity, drive, ambition, and everything else, just by virtue of what you're cooking on. But another thing about grilling is that the food tends to be a little bit lighter and not so heavy and thick as our typical winter meals, right? So if I'm making jota or ricet or something like that, these are Slovenian dishes that are very heavy, very hearty, but better suited for winter. You want to stay cooler, and having more of a leaner foods that the grill can offer will do that for you. So for instance, I've actually made a couple of meals on the grill now at this point, one of which I've already released with my recipes that you can check out, another that is coming soon. And in each of these meals, it's really very simple, right? All you gotta do is marinate something like chicken and then pop it on the grill. And we should take a moment to talk about marinades as well, because marinades are something that make fantastic use of your intentions in these summer months. For instance, when I'm making, say, this peach and tarragon chicken, it's super easy to just blend all these materials together, pop it in a bag, put the chicken in there, and then leave it as I go about the rest of my day. It's something that takes maybe like 10 to 20 minutes to set up early in the morning, in which you can infuse all of your intentions in it right there, and literally let your magical intentions marinate into the beat too. Then afterwards, it's as simple as firing up the grill, preheating it, getting it nice and hot, slapping some stuff down, closing the lid, and enjoying the nice weather until that chicken is ready to be flipped. Brush it down one more time, close it again, and then it's done. And also, you can make so much more use of all of the things that are coming out in summer, right? Those fresh tomatoes, fresh cucumbers, fresh peaches, and other fruits and vegetables, peppers and things. Those all go so well on the grill, and their natural flavors shine after they've got a little bit of those scorching grill marks on them, let me tell you. For instance, those balsamic peaches, onions, and peppers that went with the chicken, God, that was good. That was so good. I can't even explain how good those were. I want those like all the time now. But, right? We can infuse our intentions into that marinade, and we can also choose flavors that really enhance that summer vibe, right? Peaches and tarragon, both of which are out and about right now in summer. Or you can also do something like orange and ginger, orange and cinnamon. Even though these have more to do with technically wintry, almost autumny flavor profiles, the fact is that cinnamon, being all sun and fire, and the orange, being all sun and fire, are really, really, really good for just soaking up all of that fiery, lucky, ambitious power on something that's really easy to cook. And while I really have only grilled a few times at this point, I will say practice does make perfect, and the biggest way to get better at something is to just keep doing it. But don't keep doing it without any thought behind it. Take notice of what things might be going a little bit not the way you expect and adjust accordingly. So for instance, I mean, if you notice that things are sticking on the grill, grab yourself some grill spray. Or if you notice, for instance, that you're having a hard time getting a good sear on the chicken or whatever it is you're cooking, maybe don't poke it so much. Just time for like 3-4 minutes and then flip it, right? One of the biggest mistakes I know that myself and my loved ones have done with grilling is constantly flipping stuff before it's ready, or also just like, you know, leaving the lid closed for too long and letting the temperature get too high. There are a lot of things with grilling that, like, they seem straightforward, and then there's just that little bit of finesse that can make a big difference. I know for me that this is an older grill, hand-me-down grill from my parents. I had to get some new grates and things. They don't quite fit, but that's okay, right? Because as long as the heat stays inside and those grates can hold that heat, which they do, you can get a really nice sear on meats. You can get that really nice flavor profile from the meat soaking in. You can get the skin to get nice and crispy, and have everything, even if it's a nice, rich, hearty meal, still taste kind of light because it's grilled. It's not cooked in some hearty, thick sauce. It's not cooked in tons of butter. It's just slapped on the grill and roasted over that open flame. And of course, with grilling, because we're trying to stay cool, there are many different things you can pair with whatever it is that you are grilling, right? So say you're grilling, I don't know, burgers or chicken, or even any favorite vegan sources that you have marinated for over time, maybe like jackfruit, for instance, or anything like that. If you put that on the grill, some of the best things to go with it are, like I said, grilled veggies. You can throw veggies right on the side of them. Or you could also throw together some salads. Salads are a fantastic way to, once again, keep the meal light, right? Instead of having like those kind of, you know, cheesy roasted vegetables or things that are really hearty and thick like peas and carrots, throwing together a little bit of a side salad with like the balsamic and all that is going to make it that much lighter of a dish. It's going to also make it that much more seasonal, right? You're going to really make use of all those cherry tomatoes you got growing out in your garden when you do a lot of salad. But whereas pretty much anything we're going to cook is going to make use of fire as an element because that's how you cook things, when we go out on the grill and we really enclose it in that hot space and we really have that flame just licking up at it, it's going to impart that smokiness, that char, especially with charcoal grills and things, that just adds that extra layer. And of course, when you're cooking it on the grill outside, as in the direct sun, that sunlight hits that food all different too. Cooking outside versus inside means you're inviting way more of the outside energies, the sun, the trees, everything else, to kind of co-create with you. And of course, it just gets you outside, getting some extra vitamin D from the sun, getting some feel-good, you know, endorphins and all that kind of stuff from being outside, listening to birdsong, enjoying fresh air. Don't discount the health benefits of going outside and actually existing in nature. That contributes to the magic. Remember, whatever supports you physically absolutely supports you magically. So whether you are making steaks, chicken, burgers, anything else, I really do encourage you guys to get outside, and even if it's just like, even if it's literally just going on Amazon and getting a grill grate and then getting some bricks to safely set up an outdoor cook fire, whatever you do, cooking outside in the summer is a beautiful way to incorporate so much of summer's prime energy into your food. I definitely recommend it. And remember to check out my blog, and also if you are a Patreon subscriber, to check out my recipe cards whenever I post a grill recipe to get some more ideas for whatever you're doing outside. So with all that said, I thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you around next week. See ya!